Have you noticed your partner's oncoming period by scent alone? Yes. It's not a dirty smell or anything. Just a change in chemistry. Don't rely on it for birth control. Not consciously. But my partner says he notices more sexual desire when I'm ovulating and much less desire when I am on or about to start my period. I tracked how often he initiated sex and compared that to my cycle for a few months. And it checks out, he was right. He doesn't notice a smell. But I'm convinced his brain is still processing something. If your partner just has a sensitive nose, it could be legit. My husband also can tell. He also knew when I was pregnant. You're pregnant, he said. I laughed. No, I'm not. 2 weeks later I found out I was. My wife was tracking ovulation when we were trying to get pregnant. She was on day 22 of her cycle and hadn't ovulated yet, so she just assumed she had missed it. I told her I knew she was ovulating because I could smell it. She didn't believe me. Our son was conceived that night. Been telling everyone about my ovulation sniffing superpowers ever since. I feel like my dogs can always tell, so maybe there is something to what you're saying. Never really thought about it. My husband can sense it. He was also the one who told me I was pregnant both times before I ever realized it. He's noticed recently that the aura is getting more noticeable as I approach perimenopause. I guess he knows me better than I know myself. We've been together for 27 years. Yes, my husband can smell it. Hell warned me about 3 days before. It is insanely helpful and I love it. You're dating a vampire, only explanation. My boyfriend has a really strong nose and says this. He also knows when I'm ovulating too. I think I smell sweeter 'cause I get sweet cravings and eat up all the sweets available right before my period. Tears of joy. But in all seriousness, studies shows pheromones in humans may be a thing. Maybe if they exist, is how they are able to smell it. Just another theory though. My husband is a super sniffer, I swear. He does the same thing. But also can sniff out if I've not slept well, have some sort of physical ailment, or even just don't feel right. It's weird, but I love him. My husband can't smell when I'm about to start my period, but he can smell when I'm pregnant. He says I have the new baby smell, lol. No, but I can smell the onset of an MS attack miles away. Like old mothballs. Yes. Source. Coupled together for 20 plus years. Yes, but anyone I've shared that with gets weird about it. I had a coworker who could smell when we were going to start. Only a few of us knew. But he used it for our benefit. Like he would tell us to take a few minutes longer on our breaks or would immediately jump on the register if we needed a bathroom break versus taking a few minutes to find coverage. We wouldn't get written up if our tempers ran high and we were a bit snappy. He also kept a supply of chocolate. Stop dating wild grizzly bears. There's definitely something to it. I notice a higher sex drive around the time my girlfriend is ovulating versus when she's nearing her period. I also can somewhat tell during sex just based on. I know this sounds gross, but it isn't. The smells. I definitely notice a distinct difference down there around a period. It's not a disgusting smell. It's just different than the usual. I think it's the chemical imbalance more than anything else. That said, I track my girlfriend's period and I can't be the only guy. I would hesitate to say he's also making an informed guess based on your cycle plus some other factors. I'm a woman. I can immediately smell it on people I know well. My close friends and colleagues that I spend time with on a daily basis. Definitely. Not on strangers though. Yes. My wife starts emitting the dankest farts. They literally gag me. Between smell and a set of symptoms. I knew 48 hours ahead of the start of her flow. For 25 years. I accurately gave her the time it would start. Plus, 2 hours. A little early. A little late. If it was going to be easy or brutal. There was a smell wherever there were a lot of people. Mall. Restaurant. Etc. That I called the background scent of humanity. It wasn't until a couple of years of being married that I realized it was women's cycles creating the smell. It's not offensive or anything. It just smells like a woman. Lol. Sometimes sweeter. Sometimes earthy. Always human. One daughter smells like my wife. One smells like my mom. So I guess it's inherited. 2. The funny thing is, I'm 55 now, and I don't notice it anymore.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.